Today, a Maryland woman killed 3 people with a handgun, one of 262 mass shootings this year that often don't even make the national news. Tonight, we are taking a look at gun violence with a special guest, Grammy winner will.i.am, who's debuting a new song tomorrow that questions America's love for guns and calls out Washington's inaction as embarrassing. Now, this is a new chapter in the so-called culture wars because many conservatives have argued against gun control by saying maybe the real problem is the violent influence of culture or music or Hollywood.
I mean, it has lyrics we cannot play on television, at least not this time of day. Their failure to denounce these lyrics for the damage they do to poor and minority families.
You think Hollywood's part of the solution here, or is Hollywood part of the problem?
No, they're part of the problem. They're making movies on a weekly basis with guns that they want to ban.
Common said, quote, this was just last year, damn, this was somebody who fought for my freedom. This is a cop killer, a woman who is a member of the Black Liberation Army, and this guy thinks she's great.
It is true that American entertainment is violent. By the age of 18, the average American minor has seen 40,000 murders and 200,000 acts of violence on TV. And that certainly includes some rap, especially gangster rappers of the 90s who brandished weapons and glorified violence. But amidst these recent mass shootings, it is clear the culture is changing. Take musician and actor Donald Glover, who used a recent music video to suggest that some Americans literally treat guns with more care than they treat black lives and bodies. That music video went viral with over 390 million views this year. You know, President Obama was once criticized by Fox News for welcoming the rapper Common to the White House. But his 2015 song, Put the Gun Down, shows people impacted by gun violence. And just as musical protest in the Vietnam era worked to change politics, the music we're seeing here spills into the activism at that giant March for Lives rally in Washington this year. Between the students and the politicians, there were also performances by that same musician I mentioned, Common, as well as the rapper Vic Mensa. The controversial Kanye West was in the crowd lending his brand to pushing gun control. And now, take a look at this new video from will.i.am, which begins with a warning that the images are difficult because they depict a difficult reality for today's students living with the risk of school shootings.
Our leaders are embarrassing. I think they need some parenting. Tell me why they playing with the fire and the kerosene. Kids on the Percocet, tripping on the medicine. Call it like I see it, we some drugged up Americans. Everybody's following, ain't nobody leading. People loving guns more than kids is a season. And they say the reason is to protect their freedom, but we don't believe them. Cause all that we are, all that we are made of, big love.
And as music joins politics, it's also worth noting will.i.am has been engaged in policy and politics for a long time, performing with his band at the National DNC conventions. And long before Obama was president, he adapted the words from an Obama speech into that viral video, Yes We Can, which follows the tradition of other artists who've made songs from political speeches like Bob Marley, repurposing words from Haile Selassie I. And when Obama did become president, his inaugural committee asked will.i.am to perform at that 2009 inauguration. So I'm pleased to welcome will.i.am to The Beat. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Honored.
What are you saying about guns and life in American schools today in this new song?
You know, as parents, adults, we have to do a better job setting a course and a path for our youth, because they will be our leaders tomorrow. And why are we the only nation that has kids learning to eventually lead the nation in harm's way? Like, why can't we have, you know, procedures put in place to where our kids are safe in a learning place? I don't understand how we can separate kids from their parents that are trying to come in the country, but we can't find the logic to separate guns from kids in our country to keep them safe.
And the way you write the song and the way you shot the video, it makes us get afraid and also, I think, empathize with the students on the other end of the gun. Whereas, as I mentioned in the lead, a lot of movies and some old rap tried to get us to think about being the person holding the gun. Why was that for you an important shift?
Well, that's not just rap music. I just want to clarify, movies do a very good job promoting gun holding and gun shooting and gun pointing. And movies have a far greater reach than hip hop music. But what you don't see is kids going to school in France and killing students. What you don't see is kids in the UK or Spain. Like, so why are we the only country? Yeah, rap music promotes, violence, but is it promoting it, or is it just showing you the reality of the neighborhoods in which we come from?
And to build on your point, these movies and this music is available in France.
Exactly. It's available in France. It's available in China. What you don't see is kids going to school in China, shooting up kids.
The gun control debate in this country is fierce. I remember that when I worked as an aide in the Congress. I see it now in the news media. And schools seem to be the place where it gets the most fierce. Because when you see innocent children getting gunned down, it is probably the hardest thing to make sense of, to stomach as a human being, even though the other stuff's also messed up. And yet, it's also the place where we see some of the strictest response from those who are defending widespread access to guns. So let me play for you President Trump on this point. Take a look.
The coach had a firearm in his locker when he ran at this guy. That coach was very brave. Saved a lot of lives, I suspect. But if he had a firearm, he wouldn't have had to run. He would have shot, and that would have been the end of it.
So you see the president there saying, oh, if there were more guns in schools, that would help.
That is the part where I travel around the world, and I'm in the public eye in other countries. And when other, media outlets look and ask me that question, that's an embarrassing thing to answer, because it's not logical. A horrendous thing happened in New York. And because of that, we all go to the airport and damn near take off all of our clothes. But we cannot protect the kids in school? I don't understand how we could respond to one thing where people died, but we can't respond to the other where people died. Senseless deaths.
And then you're also taking on immigration. I want to play this so viewers can get a sense of it, because you have two music videos with the same song. And here's part of the other video, which focuses on the migrant child separation policies at the U.S. border.
Candle in the darkness, help change the heartless. Use love to guide you, I'll be there regardless. Situation global, we're like in a rowboat, swimming up the river, so I can deliver message to the masses, no matter your status. Nothing's ever over, we believe in second chances. Many people dying, governments are lying. Stand for our rights, and please no more violence. Start with the kindness, together we're united. All that we are, all that we are made of, big, big love.
Is your hope when you do this that people empathize more, or that they actually change maybe their mind about U.S. immigration policy?
It's the people that are coming in, that they're having strict laws around who enters the country and who doesn't, to the point where they're separating kids from their parents, are not the ones that are shooting up students in schools. So if we can do the most inhumane thing by separating the child from their parents, and I know we don't practice that anymore, but we did. If we can do that, why can't we take guns from kids? I don't understand the logic. My mind and my heart cares and loves so much that the truth and the reality that we're living with as a country and the leadership that we have to keep us safe till we could perform and outperform tomorrow do not seem like the path toward success.
Right. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.